Just a little delayed.
Maybe you need to bring that stuff online again.
No.
And we're back. We're going to recap some of the scores that are going on around a couple of the different leagues here. First, starting off in the CJFL, we've got a couple history-making games with the first interleague games in between the Prairie League and the Ontario Leagues. Edmonton Huskies were visiting the Windsor AKO Fratmen. Huskies able to take that one 30-7. Winnipeg Rifles blew out the Ottawa Sooners 51-0. Not much of a contest there for Ottawa. And the Saskatoon Hilltops, it's currently 22-8, and they're facing the Regina Thunder. That's at halftime. Jordan Walls had the last touchdown of that game. Right now in CFL, it's a bye week for Calgary after 41-24 win over Toronto. But there is one game tonight as the CFL continues Week 8 action. Winnipeg Blue Bombers 39-12 over the Hamilton Ticats. That game just ended here. 17 points in the fourth quarter for the Blue Bombers, so they were able to open that one up pretty easily. In NFL preseason action, New York Jets. This one was a low-scoring game. New York Jets took this one 7-3. There's only 3 minutes left to go on that. And the Arizona Cardinals are up 7-0 over the Oakland Raiders. That game's currently still in the first quarter. In MLB action, the Toronto Blue Jays beat the Pittsburgh Pirates 7-2. Chris Rowley picked up his first Major League win, going 5 1/3 innings, 1 earned run. This was a weird game for the Blue Jays, no extra base hits. Game 3 is tomorrow as Hap takes on Cool. And finally, in tennis Rogers Cup action, the one game that a lot of people had their eye on was Denis Shapovalov. He dropped his semifinal match to Alexander Zverev 6-4, 7-5. So the dreams of the Canadian making it to the final of the Rogers Cup are over. Roger Federer was able to pick up the win in that game, and yeah. So the teams are slowly starting to take the field. Currently it's Colts 11 and Wildcats 7. There was 2 touchdowns scored for either team in the first quarter. And then the second quarter, a little bit sleepy. Both teams kind of at the mercy of the refs. A lot of flags back and forth. Only a field goal and a rouge for the Colts, but put them up 4 points.
Yeah, they put the 4 points on the board, which is always good. Points are always a positive thing, but I think a little bit of that adrenaline that they had going from the season opener, and I don't know, I think that might have warmed down the second. I think they're going to come out firing in the third here, second half. Time to put some real numbers on the board.
So the Colts take the field. As they take the field, we want to have you join us on Saturday, August 27th, 1 p.m. for the next home game. That'll be the Calgary Colts hosting the other Edmonton team, the Edmonton Huskies. Kickoff for the game is just over 2 weeks away. If you're listening or watching across the country, you have a chance to enter a contest. It's for a free Canadian Junior Football League merchandise. Simply take a selfie now, tag it on Instagram, and hashtag CJFL fan photo. You could be the weekly winner of a $50 gift certificate to the official CJFL online merchandise store. The winner will be announced on Monday. Now, if you're interested in joining the Calgary Colts Volunteer Committee, you have an interest in these young men looking to make a difference both in football and in their community, you can contact the Calgary Colts Volunteer Committee, Cody Jones at volunteers@calgarycolts.com. And as we have a couple minutes here before the players take the field, we want to take time to thank a couple of sponsors and corporate partners, including Big Kahuna, the Calgary Stampeders, the home that we're playing in right now, the Calgary and Area Midget Football Association, Calgary Bantam Football, Orange Ambition, RGO Products, also the University Calgary Dinos. And a lot of these players have either worked with the Dinos or will have a chance to work with the Dinos throughout the season here. We'll get a little bit later on. CFL draft was obviously back in May, and CJFL players were chosen by a couple different teams, including the Dinos. So we'll go through and recap kind of who those were. Eclectic Shots Photography, Centron Group of Companies, Horizon North, Vagabond Calgary, New West Truck Centers, and the always tasty Spalumbo Sausages. So thank you very much to the sponsors. Last couple to mention, we have Planet Foods. The home of the Calgary Colts this year is the Edge School, Edge 360. And we also want to thank John Haverstock and his team with the McMahon Stadium, letting these guys play in a CFL grade stadium. We're just about to kick off the second half. It will be the Colts receiving here. We'll see who they have in the back. The kick. It's
Short
up.
one.
Short one, right at the 25-yard line. It's bouncing around. Looks like the Colts recovered right on the 30. That one got a little dicey, though.
A little bit. Almost had a good result there for the Wildcats, but definitely quick with the hands to secure that by Kuntz there.
No one going through and arguing whether or not that was...
Clean play.
Yeah.
Clean play.
So it will be 1st and 10 from the Colts' own 30-yard line. Again, the score right now, Colts 11, Wildcats 7. 1st and 10 from the 30. Bailey Wasdal is under center. Reading the defense. Goes down, calls for the snap. He's going to pass it off to the backfield. And a couple yards on that play.
I believe that was Armstrong on the run there. Did a little counter, tried to... They've been doing a lot of draws in the first half right down the gut, and they tried to counter, fake one way, and go left, and defense read it. Looks like that new defensive line coach is doing a little something for the Wildcats there.
Absolutely. Andrew Jones, 3-time Grey Cup champion, taking an interest in these Wildcats. Want to see them get off to a good season and kind of teach some of the stuff he's done for 8 seasons in the CFL to these young men here. So another snap from the center. Flags fly before we can get the ball thrown here. And it looked like Wasdal is showing a little bit of motion there. Offensive line probably picking up a penalty.
Yeah, could be.
In the first half, that was just riddled with penalties for both teams.
Yeah, we were hoping second half wouldn't be the same, but we're only a minute in, and we already got one flag out there.
We'll see what the officials decide on here. Procedure by Calgary, penalties declined, so they're going to they are going to push him back. Looked like the refs were saying that they're going to decline that, but they are in fact pushing the Colts back 5 yards, so they'll scrimmage from the 25-yard line here. 2nd and long, just over a minute into this second half. Bailey Wasdal in the shotgun formation, 3 receivers to the near side. He's looking towards that near side.
Oh, scramble.
And he's going to take it himself.
Oh, here he goes. Look at the legs.
He's got, he slid down feet first.
A little short.
And it looks like he'll be about 2 yards short.
Oh, man. Looks like he just lost sight of the marker there, and unfortunately could have lunged forward and probably had the first down.
Looks like he was a little shooken up, but he'll get off the field. You know, you're under pressure, and you can either try and throw it to an area that might have a whole bunch of yellow shirts in it and risk getting picked off, and you're pretty close to your own red zone there.
Yeah.
Probably the right play.
Definitely the right play there.
So, Dallas Burke will punt it away. High snap, had to jump for that one. That's a little bit of a better kick, and that will go to the 50-yard line of the Wildcats and bounce out of bounds.
It's around the 46, actually. Pushing him back a little bit. Not a horrible punt, but much better than the ones that are just going straight up in the air, that's for sure.
So Wildcats will take over the ball at the 46-yard line there. Over 2 minutes gone here in the third quarter. Colton Hippie is going to try and get this offense going for Edmonton. is going to go to the short side.
I don't think he pulled that in. No, looks like it was on the ground.
Yeah.
Low throw there by Colton, but could have brought that in.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 here. So that was number 1, Jacob Mahalades. He was the intended receiver, but nothing doing there. So Colton Hippie will try and go for 10 yards here on 2nd down. He's going to the air again. He's got his guy right at center field. And that should be a first down for the Wildcats. That looked like it was possibly Nathan Day.
Yeah, Nolan Williams was there for the tackle, but just pushed through there, number 81 for the Wildcats.
Lucas Howe.
Lucas Howe, yeah.
Lucas Howe.
Really powerful run after the reception there to get the first down.
Great job, moves the chains. They'll scrimmage from the 53-yard line of the Colts territory here.
I think that's what the Wildcats need more of. Colton just quick in the pocket, 1-2, and release, and it's been working for them. They seem to stray away and try and run on this defensive line, and they're not letting you budge.
The number of strong defensive linemen from the Colts is really limiting the play, so he's going to go to the air again. He had a receiver down right on the seams.
Oh, tough call there.
I think that was a catch.
He might have got his arms under it, but I don't know. Usually you can see some turf scruff up and all those refs, and they didn't see it.
Refs place it pretty quickly.
Yeah, pretty confident with their call there.
Great reception there.
I believe that was Howe again with the catch there, number 81, on a quick post route.
If it's working, keep going back to it, right?
Apparently. Colts are going to have to figure out a way to tighten their secondary up if the Wildcats are going to keep to the air here.
So, from the Colts' 38-yard line, Colton Hippie in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the near side, and they're going to run it here. Outside, trying to get a couple yards, get it past the 35-yard line there.
Great tackle made there by Andreas Wynn. Wow. Just locked him up, brought him down, and kept it to a short gain of about 4. Long 4.
So it'll be 2nd and 6. Just over 10.5 minutes left to play. Colts are still up 11-7, so the Wildcats are looking to bite into that lead. If not,
another quick
take it
drop
over.
Here. Oh, wow.
What a tackle.
Great tackle.
That looked
16
like
16 there.
Yeah, that was Chris Telasco making the tackle for the Colts.
Immediate.
And there was no chance for the receiver to turn upfield and try and get some gain.
It's like the Wildcats are... yeah, they're going to kick it. I thought they were going to go for a second there.
Yeah.
Would have been a good time in the game, you know. But it's all field position battle with a low score of 11-7 here, so... Hoping they can maybe even get that 1 point back, but the Colts are looking to get a good return here from number 9 there.
So it looks like number 17, Matt Zarowski, is going to be kicking it here. And
like
there's the kick. He was going out, and that's a pretty short kick. And Colts bat it... trying to kind of bat it out of the end zone, but
yeah,
just
it looks
out
like
of the...
they wanted to get the 5 no yards penalty, and I think they might have done their job there.
Flags on the play all over the place, and
yeah. Wildcats didn't give them the yards, and as a defender there, you're kind of just getting back and trying to make some blocks, and some players might have not noticed that the punter was rolling out there and trying to make a little bit of a play. And
these shorter kicks, I mean, your punt defense is going to get back there real quick,
really
almost too quickly, right?
Yeah, it's happened a few times this game.
But the Wildcats accomplish something by pinning the Colts deep in their own red zone here. So it's a long field to try and score some points. Number 4, quarterback Bailey Wasdall. Trying to get something going. So, only 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near here. So it looks like they're going to do the running play, and they are. Almost found a seam for a couple more yards.
They look like Caden Armstrong there again. Haven't seen much of a Minshaw. I don't know if he's got... Oh, here he comes right now.
Yeah, coming on the field. He wasn't on for the last play. We'll see if they try and get it to him, at least try and get a first down, if not get him as close to possible here. And with the way he's been running, one interesting thing is that it may spread the defense out a little bit, give the wide receivers a little bit more room to work here. So there's the snap, and
it's open.
Holding. So he's going to take it himself. That's the first.
Not sliding this time.
Not sliding. For sure. He wanted to make sure he got the first down. We've got flags in the backfield.
Roughness, I'd say.
Flags after the play. So
wow, got a hold first of all, I'd say, on the Colts, and then I'm not sure if that's are they calling a late hit or on the Wildcats there.
That's pretty quick whistles here. We saw
pretty quick, yeah.
The potential late hit in the Colts end zone in the last quarter. That flag was picked up, but we'll see what the officials have to say about this play.
Yeah, there's been a couple iffy calls here, and we'll see what the refs decide. Looks like a bit of the same from the first half with the flags here.
Oh, it definitely is. It'll be interesting to see what the penalty totals are at the end of tonight's game compared to what they were last season. So it'll be first. They are moving the chains.
Penalties offset, I believe.
So it'll be first down. They move the chains. So obviously the Edmonton penalties were
first down
slightly greater. So first down, one receiver to the far side, three to the near. Colton in the shotgun, going to the air, short little pass. Intended receiver was number two, Evan Mann, but just short.
Yeah, it looks like the Wildcats were all over that, even if he did catch it, but they tried to set up a sort of blocking formation with the other two receivers and just couldn't get the ball there. It's a tough throw for any quarterback, that quick slant out.
So just over 8.5 minutes to go in this third quarter. It's 2nd and 10. Play clock down to 10. Colton reading the defense, calls for the snap, and flags go on that one.
An infraction on the offense.
That should be offside.
Yep.
A little too excited to get that play off there.
Yeah, it looked like number 59, Jahoon Kim, jumped a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see if the Wildcats decide to decline and force the Colts here.
No, they're pushing them back.
So 5 yards back. So scrimmage from the 20-yard line here for the Calgary offense.
Big play here. See if they can get something going. Maybe actually take a shot deep.
3 receivers in motion. Wasdall looking, trying to make his choice. He's got a receiver right in the middle, and that'll be a first down.
82. I believe that was Brandon McIsaac with the catch there. Just running right down the middle. A little seam route, it seemed. And what a ball right into his gut. And got down for the first down. Just what the Colts needed there.
So they're going to mark that at the 37-yard line of the Colts. Fresh set of downs. High snap. Another flag on the plate. And Colton rolls out, and he's going to chuck that one. He's got one guy deep.
Oh my goodness. Great intercept. I believe the defense might be a penalty on the Wildcats here. Let's not get too excited. We'll see what the call is from the refs. If it is a penalty, then you understand why they tried to go deep there.
Yeah.
Free play, might as well take the shot.
You hear the whistles, you're going to try and go for the receiver. He's in double coverage down along that near sideline.
Amazing catch by the defender there. Who's that? I think that was Isaiah Brown, kick returner and making defensive plays out there, but
a lot of different.
Yeah, looks like it was all for nothing though.
Nope. So they're going to replay the down.
Yeah, move up 5 yards. Defensive line really has to watch the count here from the Colts, but we've gotten a few calls on them.
You could see them going to Dylan Minchell in this sort of situation if you need about 5 yards.
Oh,
They've only got 3 receivers, and they're going to
airing it out. Oh, the pressure's on.
Throws it, and that was intended for number 2, Evan Mann, but just threw underneath him right at the Colts 50-yard line.
Yeah, Isaiah Brown was on the coverage there again and just locked right up. That's a tough throw for anyone to make there on the run. He just put it in a spot where defender couldn't get it, and offense still had a chance. It was good play, good throw, and still 2nd and 5. Still got plenty of room to get this yardage.
So it looks like there is a Wildcat player down here.
That's number 17 there, Matt Zeroni.
That's Roney. He's made a couple plays in the game.
Yeah. He's their punter too, I believe. So
yeah, it'd be interesting to see who they would have to go to in that situation. Maybe have the place kicker Tanner Holt.
Yeah,
try and kick him away. It looks like the medical staff is working on him.
Focused on the calf area, might be cramping something.
In case you missed it, the Colts were well represented at the Prairie Conference Awards this offseason. Dylan Schrott took home the Outstanding Receiver Award in his 5th season, where he led the conference with 39 receptions. He racked up 651 yards. Jordan Kuziak won the Outstanding Offensive Lineman. He was really key to Calgary's successful running game. He was able to put up the blocks and let the running backs do their thing. Defensive lineman Austin Daisy, the rookie, took home that rookie award, while the defensive linebacker and Outstanding Defensive Player of the Year went to the currently injured Colton Burr. So the Colts did well at the awards last season. We'll see if they can do well on this drive here. 3 receivers to the near side.
Another screen. Really
little
waiting.
toss pass, and that's going to be brought down basically maybe for a loss of a yard. That's not going to do the Colts any good, and they're going to bring the punt team on.
It looked like the screen just took a little bit long to develop there, and Wasdell could have gotten the ball away a little sooner. It seemed like he was backpedaling a little much, and offensive line couldn't get set in position, and defense read it, and great tackle made there by number 21, Jaden Dalk.
Now, we were talking about Matthew Zarowski. Last year, he was the leading punt returner for the Wildcats. And that punt is blocked.
Wow.
It looks like the Colts recovered.
Oh, my goodness.
And he's going to turn upfield.
Wow.
He's at the 45, trying to cut to the far sideline.
He's going.
He's got the sideline, and he's going to be pushed into the Wildcats bench.
Goodness.
Great play.
What a play. Dallas Burke. Holy.
Jeez. It was a little bit of a high snap, the high kick, but then it was blocked. He was able to recover and
broke a couple tackles, and it's probably the fastest punter I've ever seen in my whole life. Holy.
I think he moved about 40 yards upfield, but ran about 120 yards total there, near sideline all the way to the far. Give that man a breather.
Yeah.
So the Colts retain possession. They'll push into Wildcat zone. There is almost 6 minutes. Just over 6 minutes left to go. 1st and 10 from the Wildcats' 50-yard line. They're going to air it out.
Evan Mann.
And it looks like Mann goes up, and again, double coverage. They know who they're targeting for these receivers here, and wasn't able to pull it in.
Dalkey with another great play there. Knocking the ball down and smothering Mann.
Wasdall's not afraid to show his arm. We've seen that it's... and though he had that interception that was declined after the penalty, he's not afraid to keep on throwing it.
No, you can't be scared of going deep. Once you're scared of going deep, you're going to start making more mistakes and everything. You always have to trust your arm. Always got to trust your receivers. And one interception that didn't even count isn't going to put a good quarterback like Wasdell down.
Last year, the Colts were actually 1st in the league in interceptions thrown, so that was 20 interceptions. So got to be a little careful as to where they're placing that ball. But Colts will take it here, 2nd and 10 on the 50-yard line. Wasdall reading the defense. 3 receivers to the wide side. He looked over there for a second. He's in trouble.
Let it go.
He's going to be sacked.
Oh, yeah.
That one's about 20 yards back from the line of scrimmage.
So holding on to the ball a little long there. And
another huge play for the Colts, followed by a big loss here. So they're going to be pushed way back. I'm not sure who got Who got to Wasdall there,
but a swarm there. Had about 3 Wildcats making the tackle.
Split that sack a couple ways on the stat sheet.
Like Dallas might be a little too tired to take this punt. They got their backup in.
So the kick, it's going to land right around the 40-yard line.
Seems like a trend for the punts to go out around the 40.
Yeah.
Wildcats have been working with that field position most of the game. Let's see what they can do with it this time around.
So just over 5 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. Colts still lead at 11-7. Besides the touchdowns in the first quarter, we're only seeing a field goal and a rouge from the Colts. Wildcats have been trying to put some pressure on here, but haven't been able to make it downfield. See what they can do on this drive. So Hickey goes for the short little pass, and that one looked like it was intended for number 81 from the Colts, Lucas Howe, but just overthrown into the Wildcats bench.
I believe that was number 81 for the Wildcats there, Michael.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kane Michael. I forgot you're a last name, first name kind of guy.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 41-yard line of the Wildcats. Hippie under center. 2 in the backfield, and they're going to hand it off. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah,
fake play.
Oh, my
That's
goodness.
blocked. Turned over, and they're going to call that incompletion.
Justin Keys getting through, and, man, this defensive line for the Colts, they got some hands on them. They've been smacking balls down left, right, and center and making it really tough for Colton to get anything going here.
It's tough for the running game. If they're trying to air it out here, the Colts are able to get their fingertips on it and push them back. So this will be a punt situation for the Wildcats. The Colts have Dylan Minchell back there again to receive. That kick looks like it's going to be out of bounds into the Wildcat right at the 50-yard line.
Looks like the Wildcats are drawing up the play there on the whiteboard too, and the ball just smacked it. No plays today, sir. So let's see if the Colts offense can get rolling here. You know, they've had some great plays this second half already, but then penalties and turnovers and just inconsistencies with the O-line. They have a lot of potential to put some numbers on the boards right now.
So, starting 1 yard into Wildcats territory. Bailey Wasdall in the shotgun formation. 3 receivers to the open side. That's where he's looking. He's got the reception. They've got just about the first down, probably 2 yards short, but a good first down effort. Yeah,
big tackle there by Ryan Young. Came in. Usually you like to see a defensive player wrap up, but big impact.
So it'll be 2nd and 2. 2nd and 2 from the 46-yard line. Wasdall deciding to go under center for this play. They're going to hand off, try and get the short yardage. And if they held on to the ball, that looks like it'll be good for a first down for the Colts. In a game where you've seen all these penalty flags and weird plays, it's nice to see a team be able to execute short little dive like that, get the basics, the fundamentals down, move the chains, and give your quarterback another set of downs to deal with.
Yeah, it becomes a real rhythm game once you can actually just get a solid run, solid first down, and set up and do whatever you want from there. It opens a lot up.
Wasdall looking back, then loose. That one's into coverage,
interception.
And it's picked off by the Wildcats. They're going to run to the sideline. They're at center field and getting into the Colts zone.
Oh, it looks like a flag on the Colts there too. Number 57, I think. Mike Anuik. Oof.
So the Wildcats will get the interception and probably a little bit more here. So a couple big plays kind of back and forth. The play's still staying in the middle of the field. You're not seeing a lot of teams getting a chance to get into the red zone or goal line offense. So Wildcats will be hoping to turn this around. Under 3 minutes left to play in the third quarter here.
Yeah, it's been a real defensive show here in the second half. And what I thought would open things up a bit more, I thought the teams would come out running and gunning, but the defenses are coming out stopping. Stunning.
So that's indeed a penalty. They're going to scrimmage on the 34-yard line of the Colts. Wildcats 1st and 10. And there's a little bit of a run to the short side and a pile up, and looks like it's going to be for a loss.
Wow.
Going to push the Wildcats back 3 or 4 yards here.
Yeah, I'm not really too sure what the Wildcats are trying to do there with this defensive line. Is that another flag?
Well, 10 seconds after the play's completed, flag is thrown with confidence there.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And we'll see what
Refs trying out for quarterback, it looked like.
with an arm like that.
Yeah, why not?
Players from either side trying to get an explanation as to where this would be going. It looks like the Wildcats are going to be on the positive side of this. Moving this up 10 yards. So it'll be a new set of downs, 1st and 10. Oh, not quite. With the loss on that play, it'll be second and 2. So close to a first down, but not quite. Colton Hippie under center. He's going to throw it for that one into coverage. That looks like it was destined for number
81 there again, I believe. That is Matt Zeroni. Shut down by the Colts there real quick by what looked like Maxwell Oko.
So it'll be third and about 2. So
Looks like they're lining up for a field goal attempt.
Yeah.
Get some of those points back.
Last year, in terms of field goals, Edmonton was 5th. They only kicked 5 field goals with a percentage of 41%. So we'll see this attempt. This will be from about the 33-yard line, the far hash marks. There's a place, the kick, and that's good.
Right down the gut there.
So we've got ourselves a 1-point game here. A minute 45 left to go. It's 11 for the Colts, 10 for the Wildcats. For two teams that, or at least for the Colts, the offense has usually been a little bit stronger than this. The Wildcats have definitely done a good job keeping them where they are and slowly chipping away. Only within 1 here. Colts will take over at the 35-yard line. Minute 45 left to go here. We'll see what Bailey Wasdell and the coaching staff have drawn up. He's got 2 backs in behind, 2 receivers to either side, the snap. And he's looking to the close-sized tier, and that's going to bounce well into the Colts bench.
Really dangerous pass there. Floating it out on a quick hook to your furthest out receiver gives a lot of time for the corner to potentially just step right in front of your receiver and take that to the house.
Wildcat Jeremy Amos, defensive back, was kind of right in that wheelhouse.
Oh, yeah.
That ball fell about 2 yards short. I think he would have been able to take that, and there was no one on that near side. That would have been 6 points right there. So shotgun formation for Wasdell.
Oof.
1 defensive back, flag on the play, so he's going to go
Screen
take a little
again.
bit of a shot, and he's got the completion. The Colts have the first down. Flags on either side of the field.
Gonna have to see what the call is here. Multiple flags.
So that was a completion by the Colts. And that would have... the refs are currently on the 53-yard line of the Colts. But we'll try and get these flags figured out. Officials still talking with each other, and looks like the chains are going to be moved. So Calgary being the beneficiary of that. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the Colts' own 53-yard line. 55 seconds left to go. Colts break the huddle. Bailey Wasdall trying to get the offense going before the end of this third quarter. Currently up by just the single point, so looking for a little bit of a cushion. 2 receivers to either side. Handoff. And they're going to get the first down and more. The Colts are gone. They're tackled at the 30, probably the 28-yard line. That was number 21, Dylan Minchall, with a great carry. Able to get about 20 yards on that play.
Yeah, he really sprung free there, and once his legs get going, it's hard to take him down. Really got to tackle him low, and Wildcats are having struggles with that, and this is what we were expecting from the running game for the Colts, and this is what we're seeing now.
So it looks like there's a holding penalty on the offense. So a great run by Dylan there goes for nothing, and Colts will be pushed back. So this is going to be first and long, probably about 25 yards to go. Well, Wasdall's got his work cut out for him. Receivers to the near side.
Wow.
And that was intended for number 1, Jacob Mahaldiz, but
I believe that was Bennett Thompson, actually.
And Thompson. Incomplete, closer to the near sidelines here. Second and long for the Colts. So again, these penalties really hurting the team. They're back at their own 45, 46-yard line. That run would have put them down within the Wildcats 30. So Wasdall will try and get that yardage back on this play. Rolling back. He's going to go for the same play. And absolutely wide open was number 20. I think that was Caden Armstrong. Pass incomplete. And that will be the end of the third quarter. We caught you up on some of the scores from around the CJFL. It's interesting to note, if it sounds weird to hear the Edmonton Huskies playing the Windsor AKO Fratmen, it is. For the first time in CJFL history, teams from the Prairie Conference will take on their Ontario competition. Today, the Winnipeg Rifles took on the Ottawa Sooners. That game went very well for the Rifles, 51-0 for Winnipeg, while the Edmonton Huskies played Windsor. That game was a little bit closer, 30-7 in favor of the Huskies. So good news for the Prairie Conference taking both of those games. On Saturday, the 26th, August 26th, we'll see a rematch of the 93 Canadian Bowl, where the Regina Thunder will battle the reigning Ontario champion Hamilton Hurricanes. I don't think a lot of these young men were really around to remember when the Rams won that title. I'm sure we'll see a heated game and possibly a new rivalry. Those teams are quite close together. Final set of interconference games will feature the two teams we're watching tonight. They'll face off against Eastern squads. The Wildcats will face the Hamilton Hurricanes for the first time in 40 years, while the Colts will take on the London Beefeaters for the first time ever. Mitch, you're from Ontario.
Yep.
So many people out west are. Do you think these cross-country matchups will bring more fans to Canadian junior football?
Oh, I think it's awesome. Like, for this game even, we got a decent little showing in the crowd here, and I think to have just nationwide and playing East versus West, like, that could bring a lot of great rivalries across the country, and we're seeing it with a rivalry in Alberta, but imagine an Alberta team against an Ontario team, they just battling, and it'd just be amazing for the game, I'd say.
Absolutely. I think it would get a lot of those Ontario fans from whatever city. A lot of people may not have been to a junior football game out in their own hometown, but if they hear, I don't know, if London or Hamilton's coming to town, they're going to buy tickets and have a chance. So, fourth and final quarter is underway. The Colts are going to punt from their own 30-yard line. This one's going to be end over end, right about the 40. Reception taken down.
Great tackle.
Great job by the Colts punt defense
I believe
there.
that was Caden Armstrong making the tackle there, doing some running and doing some tackling.
The far side sideline was wide open, so you had to make that tackle or else could have been gone.
Yeah, especially for such a talented receiver like Isaiah Brown there. Big tackle to make, and going to need a big stop for the Colts here at the start of the fourth. Just want a quick turnover on downs.
Just trying to defend a single-point lead here. Quarterback Golden Hippie received the ball, looking to the far side, and ooh, that was a little bit of a dangerous pass. A couple red shirts in there. That was just going to be a short little out play there. Looked like it was intended
Jacob,
for...
I believe. Jacob Mihalidis.
Yep. So, 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10 from the 44-yard line of the Colts. Or the Wildcats still in their own zone. Trying to push upfield. Golden Hippie in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the near side. He's looking down side, and they've got a reception. A jumping catch. That'll be a gain of about 6.
Yeah, they look like Lucas Howe on the catch there. He's been a main target for the quarterback, but I think the ball was tipped at the line there. This defensive line getting their hands up again and just making plays and making it really hard on Hippie and the receivers to connect.
Looked like it was holding on the Wildcats. You're going to push him back. Officials are still trying to decide what the infraction was there. Picked up the flag quite quickly, so... So looked like Denny Carrick was having words with the officials, and with what I think was a penalty here, they're going to
decline it.
Yeah, decline, and they're going to ask the Wildcats to punt. So in the backfield we have number 19 receiving for the Colts. That's going to be Jesse Kuntz. He's on the far side. And on the near side here, we have Scott Haight. I don't think we've seen him in the backfield to receive a kick so far, so we'll see. A high snap. The kick. It's a good one.
Boomer.
It's going to be back. It's going to be to Kuntz. He's got it at the 20-yard line. Run out. Probably a 5-yard gain on that one. So the Colts will take it over.
Tackle there.
Probably at the 20. I think they're going to call it the 27-yard line. So with a 1-point lead, I don't think the Colts are happy just to try and run the clock out here. They're going to try and get some good field position and at the very least try and pin the Wildcats back in their own zone for the next drive.
Oh, yeah, you want some insurance here too, so the score definitely wouldn't be bad. Plenty of time in the game left.
Bailey Wesdahl, shotgun formation, no one in the backfield. He's looking downfield. Short little pass. There's a flag on the play, but the Colts have it down. Wow. That's a first down and some more. Looked like if he was able to turn the corner. Is that number 19 again, Jesse Kuntz?
I think we might have seen another hold on the Colts here. So, again, a big play and an even bigger penalty.
Would have been a first down and probably another 12, 13 yards. Oh, it's on the Wildcats.
Okay. From the position where the flag was thrown, we're going to have to see what the call is.
A little odd. Oh, no. They've moved the ball up to the Colts' 48-yard line. So, the catch plus a little bit more.
Oh, looks like they're just declining the penalty.
Penalty's declined. They're going to take the gain in the first down. Number 4, Bailey Wesdahl. Right under center. 2 in the backfield. He's going to hand it off to the halfback. Nothing really going there. They're going to be taken down at the 50-yard line. Probably a gain of 2 yards.
Yeah, a couple yards on first down. It's not bad, but you could definitely see that Minshaw wanted to get a little bit more out of that. Showing a little bit of frustration spiking the ball there, but in a close game like this, you want every yard you can get.
Absolutely. It's going to be 2nd and 8. Just over 2 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Colts still up by 1 point, 11-10 over the Wildcats here. Golden back in shotgun, 3 receivers to the wide side. He's going to pass up in front. He's got the reception. Wow. Colts have the first down, tackled right at the 43-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like Brandon McIsaac running that post route. He's been loving it this game, and you can tell looking for him right out of the pocket and throwing a dart right into his chest. beautiful completion, beautiful play, and first down for the Colts.
So a couple first downs in a row here for the Colts. Quickly get them into Wildcat territory. They're going to scrimmage from the 43-yard line. Golden's got 2 in the back field, 2 receivers to either side. The snap and a whistle. Looks like it might be on the Wildcats here. We'll see.
Yep, looks like another false start.
So the ball will be pushed back 5 yards. So it'll be first and long for the Colts here from the Wildcats' 49-yard line. So over 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Bailey Wasdall reading the defense. 2 receivers to either side. They are going to run it on the ground. A little bit of a spin move, and that's going to go for a loss of probably another 5 or 6 yards.
Looks like his forward progress was stopped about right there at the 51-yard line of the Colts. So still plenty of room to go, plenty of yards to make up.
20 yards on second down here to try and convert. If you're the Colts, you really want to try and get some pressure, try and at least get it down to the end zone. But we'll see. Probably look for the Colts to go to the air here. Wasdall's had a couple receivers that he's liked. Maybe look for Jesse Kuntz to make a play. And he's under pressure. He's in trouble.
Got it away.
Thrown out. Flag flies for probably pass interference here.
It looks like that's what they're... Pardon me. It looks like that's what they're calling there, but honestly, it looked like the receiver might have tripped on his own feet. But the way the refs have been calling this game, you got to be very careful.
Yeah, you want a game to be decided, obviously, by the plays made by the players here. So we'll see what the call is and where the Colts will continue this drive from. Last week in the CJFL, all 6 BC Conference teams were in action, and games either went one of 2 ways. And there are either a couple blowouts, 39-0, 36-0. Okanagan Suns were on the receiving end of one of those wins, along with the Valley Huskers. The Valley Huskers' play of the night was a 106-yard pick 6 by Kyle Claret, added to an already impressive offense. Rams will go 1-1 to start the season, while the Huskers drop to 0-2. Try and catch you up on some of the other BC Conference action. So this will be the Colts' second down after the penalties get sorted out. They've got about 7 yards to go here on second down. Just over 10 minutes left to go. They're going to run it on the ground, and they found a seam.
Looks short, though.
Yeah, they're going to be short. Is that Minchell?
Yeah, lowered the boom there, but defense stood up, and great tackle made.
So it looks like the Colts will... I think they're going to send the punting team on. It looks like the coaches are still trying to figure it out. Number 4, Bailey Wasdall, is still on the field, goes back to the line of scrimmage, and...
Seems like now's the time to go for it. Oh, yeah, this is third down territory. You know, you give it up. Still, you've been punting it to the 40 every time, so you might as well go for it here and hopefully get a first down for the Colts. We'll see what the coach drew up, see what we got.
Play clock down to 4 seconds. Got to get the play
off.
Quick
slant out to Evan Mann, we could see.
And whistle.
Timeout for the Colts, I believe. Yep, trying to save the flag there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little rush going to the line.
Yeah, it didn't look like they were going to get the playoff, so good time to take a timeout. Just under 10 minutes left to go.
Yeah.
You've got 3 yards to get that first down. You want to make sure that you get it right. This could be a huge turning point in the game if the Colts are able to continue the drive.
Definitely. This could be one of the big ceiling points, and it looks as though coach has changed his mind and
swapping everyone out.
Yep, looks like they're going to punt.
Punt.
But with the legs on Tallis Burke there, you never know. Might be a little fake, run out to the outside and pick up that yardage. But
And it is, in fact, Dallas Burke.
Yeah. The Wildcats are going to want to get someone to receive back there, or else they might give up another single point, which I think they're playing the fake here, so we're going to have to see.
Yep, so they're lining up as if they're to punt. Again, only about 3 yards left to go here to get the first down. And it is, in fact, a kick. It's going to be down to the 15-yard line, the Wildcats. And he's not going to go anywhere.
Nowhere.
If anything, he's going to be taken back just
he
a little bit.
Tried to make the move and cut back against the defense, but they weren't having any of that. Great play by the Colts collectively there. Everyone rushing into the ball.
Haven't been giving up too much on these last couple punts here. The Wildcats had the only kick return for a touchdown last season, but so far nothing's been going there so far. Wildcats were third in kick returns with 18-yard average. Definitely a bright spot in their last season. Returners such as Brown were able to get about 16 yards. Wildcats running on the ground. They're going to get about 2 yards on that play. Just over 9 minutes left to go. Colts still just hanging on to the 1-point lead, not able to capitalize on that last play. The drive took about 5 minutes off the clock, around 4 minutes off the clock. But we'll see what the Wildcats are able to do here.
We got some lights now on in our broadcast. It's getting a little dark in the arena. Or the stadium, but
there we go. So, Hippie looking to go to the air.
Another
Flags
hold.
get thrown. This one's a deep ball.
Oh,
diving
great
attempt at
wow.
the catch. Looked like intended receiver.
It's like another hold.
Number 8 of the Wildcats was Brandon Olson. I haven't called his number yet tonight. No. Great effort on that, diving into the sidelines and the bench of the Colts, but not able to make it happen.
Yeah. Even if he did catch that, would have got back.
Yep.
Wildcats holding a lot. It's tough to stop this D-line.
Penalties decline. They're going to third down, and just like that, the Colts are going to get the ball back here.
Got about 8:40 left in the game, and it's a big possession for the Colts. Once again, get a couple first downs and run that clock down with your running game, and it might just be a 1-point victory tonight, but victory's a victory.
Colts are staying with the same guys in the backfield. You got Scott Haight and Jesse Kuntz looking to receive.
Oh, great
punt's
punt.
Going to go over to Jesse Haight. He's going to take
it.
He's going to take it at the Wildcats territory. I haven't heard a whistle yet. Obviously, something there.
The ball's out.
The play was over by the Wildcats bench, and the players definitely reacting as if.
It looked like the ball popped out, but nobody on the field actually realized, and it was an easy recovery there for the Colts.
Yep, so it'll be Colts ball on the 45-yard line of the Wildcats. 8:15 left to go here in the game. 11-10 for the Colts. See if they can pad this slim lead that they have.
Yeah, that Rouge is looking really nice right now with that 1-point lead. Holy.
You can't take those for granted.
No, definitely not.
We've seen Grey Cups decided by those single points. So, Wasdal in the shotgun.
Oh, great play action rolling out.
And he's going to run it himself. He's at the 40-yard line. Take it down. He's going to go out at about the 32 is where they're going to mark it. That's a first down for the Colts.
What an athlete. Really just gets out of the pocket, and defense doesn't know what to do because they got great receivers who could take it deep, and they're playing that man coverage, and it's so easy for him to just pick up that quick first down with his feet. Holy.
It definitely didn't look like any sort of design play. That was just reading the coverage and seeing that Wasdal could get that first down all on his own.
Yeah.
Don't need the other 11 guys out on the field. Just do it yourself. So, here we are. We're going to scrimmage on the 31-yard line of the Wildcats. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap. Over to the far side. Almost picked off, but their Colts are able to receive it. About a gain of 7.
There at the catch. Doing everything today.
Looked like the defense was almost able to cut in front there, but Westall placed it perfectly.
Yeah, great arm. That's one of the hardest throws to throw in football, is that wide side the field hook to your widest receiver, and gunned it in there. Defense couldn't read it in time and picked up a solid gain of
If your receiver runs that route just a little bit deep, it gives the defense a chance to sneak in there and pick one off.
Oh, yeah.
But you got an arm like Bailey Wasdall able to place it. So the Colts will be 2nd and 3 here. They're going to run the play on the ground. That's going to be very, very close.
I think he might be a foot short, maybe. Yeah, looks like they're marking him about a foot short.
So about 6:30 left to go here.
This defense of the second half has just been absolutely incredible from both sides, and you see them kind of giving up some yardage, but really bouncing back. This is the deepest the Colts have been in this half, it seems, and they're hoping they can at least get 3 points out of it, I assume. But
so
lining up in,
they're gonna try and make the short yardage play
formation,
here.
Yeah, sneaking it. Oh no!
Diving for the first down.
Fumble?
It's going to be very close.
Wildcats have the ball.
Wildcats are celebrating as if it was a fumble and
I think
should have been returned.
We'll see.
Either way,
no ref has made a call yet. Nobody's sure what's going on.
Either way, I think the Wildcats are going to take possession deep in their own zone around the 22-yard line. The near hash marks here.
Huge stand for the Wildcats there. What a... Oh! Flag.
And a flag gets unceremoniously dropped by the
looked like
official. Everyone in black and white converging. I have an idea as to what happened here. 94 for the Colts. Chris Pete Schwartz is in there trying to get an ear.
5-yard
penalty. It's going to be a first down for the Wildcats. They're also going to get 5 yards on that penalty. So they're going to scrimmage from their own 33-yard line. They got about 5 minutes, 40 seconds to work with here. Just need to get them within field goal territory at this point, but looking to get the major score.
Yeah, Colts need a big stop here. First play is going to determine a lot.
Good run by the Wildcats. They're going to move it about 6 yards there.
Looks like a back we haven't really seen much today. What's that, number 3?
Bray Josu.
Yeah.
Running back for the Wildcats.
Hit that hole pretty hard and got a solid little gain of about 5 there. Good start for the Wildcats drive, but you gotta hope the Colts defense can hold on here.
So shotgun play. They're gonna do a little shovel pass out to the far side. And that's going to be about 3 yards short of the first down.
Yeah,
for the Wildcats.
Huge tackle made there.
As we talk about the Wildcats being able to stop up the Colts deep in their zone, the Colts are able to come back with an answer of their own, hold the Wildcats to just 3 plays here. They only have about 4 yards left to go, but it looks like they're going to be kicking it here. Still lots of time if they can try and get the ball back here. About just under 5 minutes to go in the game. So here's the kick. Almost looked for a second like it was going to be a kick. That was probably one of the better ones we've seen so far tonight. Little bit of a bobble, but the Colts are going to take possession at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, it was nice to see him secure that after potentially fumbling and giving up great field position to the Wildcats, but the Colts will remain in possession.
If this 11-1 score is bringing flashbacks for any Colts fans, it is against the Edmonton Huskies last year in the conference semifinals. That was the final score. The Colts were able to hang on and move on to the conference finals where they played the Saskatchewan Hilltops. That game didn't go the Colts' way, but the 11-1 score is familiar for the Colts here, so we'll see if they can hold on for the victory. So, scrimmaging from about their own 33-yard line.
Rolling out.
If he rolls out,
dangerous
airs
throw.
It out, and that's going to be picked off.
Oh, no.
That was just a duck. Wildcats recover. That looks like it was
flags by the receivers. What?
Number 2, Tony Savchuk. Flags all over the field.
All over the field. Seems like we can't go a play without there being a flag. I believe they're calling that pass interference even. I'm not sure.
Be interesting. It was a great pick, but the ball was basically just a dead duck that was just floated up right by the center field line there. Savchuk was able to pick it up, run it to the sidelines, but we're going to have to get these penalties sorted out and figure out who's going to retain possession.
Yeah, it's a dangerous throw as any quarterback, off your back foot with someone in your face and thrown into what looked like almost triple coverage. There was 3 Wildcats in the general area, and at this point in the game you don't want to be making mental lapses like that, but Colts could be getting a lucky break here.
We'll see as the officials break their own huddle. So penalty on the Colts. And so 2 penalties on the Colts and 1 on the Wildcats. Look like pass interference on the Wildcats at least. We'll wait for the officials to give us some more clarification here. You got to think this is tough with exactly 4 minutes left to go in the quarter. If you're the Colts, you want to continue to drive, get the momentum, keep the clock going. And if you're the Wildcats, you're just antsy. And you could have a turnover here, and you're at the Colts 35-yard line. You want to get something done.
Yeah, it's a big call here for the refs, and big point in the game where a lot could be decided by a couple flags, and we're going to see what the outcome is with these multiple penalties occurring.
So, as with some of the other plays here so far, where the officials are trying to figure everything out, Chris Pete Swartz of the Colts is trying to get an idea as to what it's going to be. The one other game that happened in the CJFL last week was the Battle of Vancouver Island, living up to its name as the West Shore Rebels scored 17 points in the fourth quarter to hang on and win 27-25 over Vancouver Island Raiders. A blocked punt with less than 5 minutes left was returned for a touchdown. The way this game is going, you wouldn't be surprised if a blocked punt just decided this game.
Really. Every single time it seems that a punt happens, there's a lot of pressure getting to the kicker, and they're having to move and scramble to even get the kick away without the defense getting a finger on it. So, would not be surprised if this game came down to a crazy play like that.
So, after everything's decided, the ball's going to be placed on the 43-yard line.
I think we're just going to redo first down here. And
the Colts are going to have possession. First down in about 6. 4 minutes left to go. Colts are still up by the single point, 11-10 over the Edmonton Wildcats.
Yeah, the Colts are probably itching right now to get the time going again. Being up by 1 with 4 minutes left, you don't want to see the time stuck at 4 minutes. You want to see that clock rolling.
Bailey Wasdall in shotgun formation, 1 man in the backfield. Looking far, he's got a guy down in the flat, and that's going to go for a first down right at the 50-yard line.
That's Brandon McIsaac again with that. He's either running a post or a quick slant every play, it seems, and his big body just getting right in the middle of the defense. They can't stop him.
He's able to outmuscle them, gain position. His eye on where that ball's going to come in, pull it in.
Yeah. Great throws every time, too.
And just like that, you feel like the Colts have regained some of the momentum here.
Oh, yeah. 3:20 left in the game here. It's coming down the wire.
Bailey Wasdall hands it off. They're going to try and run the play. That's a successful one. That looks like it's first down. Colts move the chains again.
Yeah, going to Dylan Minshall there. You know he's going to get you some yardage. Trustworthy play, secure with the ball, and wow, big play for the Colts there.
So that's going to move them into Wildcats territory. Looks like the ball's going to be placed on the 51-yard line. Just like that, 2 plays later. A minute gone, so only 3 minutes left. Colts retaining possession here.
Yeah, Wildcats pretty much need a stop here to have any hope.
So, balanced receivers, 2 to each side, 1 in the backfield. Colt under center, flags fly, play's not going to get off.
Procedure on the offense must be.
Probably going to move the chains back to, or move the Colts back to just about the center field marker here. So, like we had said, if you do want to join us and the Colts here in the next home game, that's about 2 weeks away here, Saturday, August 27th. That's going to be a 1 p.m. kickoff. Now be the Calgary Colts hosting the Edmonton Huskies. So if you want to do that, just get your tickets, come out and see some great junior football action. The Husky game is going to be a rematch of the conference semifinals, where, like I had mentioned, it was 11-10, so you can bet that the Huskies are going to want to get one back over on the Colts here.
Yeah.
So they're going to roll out. Colts are looking to
Going
air this
deep.
out. Lots of time.
Sending it, Brandon.
It's
Isaac,
back
there's a jump
and
ball.
Almost got picked off there by the Colts. Or by the Wildcats. It looks like that was number two Tony Savchuk, who had that interception, was appealing for some sort of interference call. Still waving his arms about it, but nothing going to happen there.
Frustrating as a defensive back when the ball's coming right your way and the offense makes the defensive play on you. Very close to potential offensive pass interference, but 2:30 left in the game. It's nice to see them let something go right now.
So it's 2nd and long from the center field line. Wasdell has no one in the backfield. He's feeling pressure. A little bit of a ball that's receptive, but it's going to be right at the line of scrimmage.
That's number 21 there, Jaden Dalkey with the amazing play in the backfield, reading that screen perfectly. Big play for the Wildcats, and now you're going to have to hope the Colts can pin him deep with a big punt here from Dallas Burke.
Burke coming out to kick. He's going to have to take this one from about the 41-yard line.
We haven't really seen Isaiah Brown get a chance to break out and do some of his receiving that he's done in the past. But
sole punt returner in the back. The kick is up. It's a high one. It's going to go right to Brown at the 30-yard line. Trying to make a move to the far sideline. Doesn't get past the numbers, so he'll be taken down at the 38-yard line. Wildcats have some work to do. 2:13 left to go in this game.
Yeah, right now the Colts are they're thinking no big plays, because you know the Wildcats, they might start off with a run but they're going to want to eventually go deep and open up this field, and they got a lot of field to go, but a lot of time to do it.
So, Wildcats will get a chance here. 1st and 10. Looking to go to the air, and he's going to be sacked. Colton Hippie gets brought down 4 yards back from the line of scrimmage.
It's like a combined effort there from number 92, Justin Keys, and 99.
Great job by the defensive line of the Colts. When you need a big play, force them to 2nd and long here with only 2 minutes gone. The clock's ticking.
Yeah, it's a tough spot for the Wildcats to be in, but Colts have them right where they want them. Just need another big stop here.
Colton Hippie will have 3 receivers to the wide side.
Wow,
he's going to get wrapped
Ball's
up again.
Down.
Ball's loose.
Oh.
It looks like
they're see who has it. I
going to
think
call it as a sack.
Colts might have came up with the ball.
I'll see. Neither team really giving an indication as to who has the ball here.
I think the Wildcats... Or wait. No, they're saying the Colts covered it up. Yeah, Colts ball.
Colts ball on the 28-yard line of the Wildcats.
Wow. What a play made.
You can see just almost a sigh of relief from the Wildcats bench. Again, the Colts didn't have they haven't had a preseason game, so this is the first time they've really had a chance to play as a team here in a real game situation. You can see the emotion starting to come out from them. 1:46 left on the clock. The ball's going to be placed at the 29-yard line. And the Calgary offense, Bailey Wesdahl, is just going to try and possibly get a first down and go from there.
Yeah, first down should seal things, but in the Canadian football.
Timeout charge to the Colts. We'll take a quick break. The players will take a quick break. We'll tell you about the next week for the Wildcats. They'll be heading east to Regina for a Week 2 matchup against the Thunder. Last year, the teams didn't meet until the last game of the campaign, with Regina putting up one of the most impressive offensive performances of the season. They won that game 69-18. 5 touchdowns came through the air, courtesy of rookie quarterback Brock Sick, and he targeted 9 different receivers for a total of 20 completions. Regina had almost 3,000 passing yards last year, averaging 77 more than any other team in the league. But they are only able to score 19 touchdowns through there. So we'll be looking for a good game there and keep you updated on the score when we have next week's game. Colts are taking their time out. The coaching staff trying to figure out exactly how they're able to shore up this victory. They don't want to let it slip away, as, like you said, Canadian football, it easily can.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right now you're going to want to run the ball, and you're going to want to make sure that secure it 2 hands and don't risk a fumble.
So, the Colts break their huddle. Wasdal will stay in the shotgun formation. Same formation as they had before the timeout. They're going to hand it off, run along the ground. That's a good run.
Looks like about a gain of 9, about a yard short of the first down. Great run there.
So,
right up the gap.
Short play, only took 5 seconds off the clock. So the Colts will be second and about 3 yards here. All placed on the 21-yard line.
Got a minute 30 left here, so 2 timeouts left for the Wildcats. They're hoping they can get a stop here and then call timeout. And
receivers in motion. Colts are going to keep it onto the ground. A little bit of a bounce, and
wow.
that might be enough to push it into a first down.
Holy.
What a run.
And that, kids, is why you keep driving your legs, because, whew.
Tanaka Manhanho of the Colts was able to provide a good little block there, clear up a little bit of room so that running back could run it in for the first down. So that will be 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line.
Yeah, I think we're going to have another timeout here for the Wildcats. Trying to slow down that clock with only a minute 16 left. It's
crunch time for Edmonton.
It is crunch time for everyone.
One thing we mentioned is that we know that there's talented players here on the field, but scouts from the CFL are also taking notice, and that showed up in this year's CFL draft. The highest CJFL pick was D lineman Evan Foster, going to the Toronto Argonauts. He played with the Langley Rams, and he actually made his CFL debut on July 24th against Ottawa. He made a special teams tackle in that game. He's only seen 2 games so far. Ottawa Sooner alumni Malcolm Carter joined the Montreal Alouettes. Their deep receiving core, after getting picked in the 6th round, it'll be interesting to see if he's able to crack the main roster by the end of this season. So, 1st and 10 for the Colts. 16-yard line, minute 16 left to go on the clock. Colts are still holding on to a 1-point lead. Colts are under center, just pushing it forward, a little bit of a run, gain up a couple.
Yeah, you're just going to feed them at this point. Wildcats taking their last time out, I believe.
So it'll be interesting to see how the Wildcats kind of bounce back. This is by far one of the best games that they've had in the last 2 seasons in terms of margins of victory. What can the Wildcats take away from this game?
Well, the game's not over yet, so there's still a minute 12 on the clock. They got this timeout called, and they could get a stop here. But I think they got to be impressed with themselves right now. They got to see that the new coaches and everything, all the new staff is clearly working. The team's unified. They're playing good, playing aggressive, and I think the Wildcats have a bright future going forward with this great start to the year, and I think things can only get better for them, and you hope things will get better as well for the Colts.
Yeah, I don't believe the Colts have played the way that they've wanted to. They put up 99 points last year in the first quarter alone in total over their games, so putting up 11 points in an entire game, they're going to be looking to shore things up on the offense. Defense holding the Wildcats to 10 yards. I think they'd take that. Just get the offense going here. And off play,
they got the
flags.
defense to jump there.
Yeah, drew the defense offside.
And that should be it.
That should probably go in the Colts' favor here. We'll see. Flags went flying pretty quickly. if you're interested in getting involved with the Calgary Colts, you can join the Calgary Colts Volunteer Committee. You can contact Cody Jones at volunteers@calgarycolts.com. So we get information on this penalty. That's going to be, I believe, first down, they said, and gain of 5.
Oh, no.
Not quite. It'll be, game of inches. So that'll be second and...
Tried and true game of inches here.
Second and a bit. Colts not going with any sort of kind of goal line offense.
Yeah, you could see a quick little sneak here.
Yeah, they can punch one in. They're going to run it. That's going to go wide.
Minshall.
Colts have a chance for the
taking it
end
in.
zone.
Wow, that's what you love to see there.
Colts.
Capping it off. Beautiful
There you
run.
go.
The speed from Minshall out of the backfield is outrageous, and then just shows the power finishing across the line. Touchdown, Colts.
Great job. You can either run down the clock or you can finish it off that way. And I know the coaching staff is going to be happy with the effort that was put in at the end there. So that puts it at 17-10 for the Colts. We still have the pending point after here. Now there will be a minute 6 left for the Wildcats to get something done, but
yeah, I've seen crazier things happen in football before, so Colts are excited. Great play, great play. Just got to execute the rest of the game. And
so the kick, and it's good.
Up and through. Good
job by Jaden Sheelan there to cap off that extra point. That makes it a 2-score lead for the Calgary Colts. Very important if you look at some of the points that were scored today, both the points after and that Rouge there as well. So
yeah, the Rouge coming into play big time. Wildcats always having that 1 point in the back of their head, and now they know if they do get the score here, then they gotta go for 2, which is tough against the defensive line and just defense in general, like the Colts.
We know that the Wildcats have produced some good players over the last couple of years. A few of them were also drafted to the CFL. 3 more players with ties to tonight's game went into later rounds, as former Wildcat defensive back Adam Lorenzen went to the Stamps, a team that knows him really well from his time as a Dino. You know that the Stamps have always had an interest in Dino players, being this close to home, getting a good eye on them. Blue Bombers also used their final pick of the 8th round to pick up Wildcat receiver Tyler Henry. So, watching this game tonight, you know that some of these players could end up being drafted into the CFL. So, Colts are going to kick it here. Good kick. That forces the Wildcats to backpedal. Received at about the 18-yard line. Run it out to the... It looks like he got, about to the 28-yard line before he was pile-driven about 5 yards back.
Great tackle by Rylan Kettles there. Securing the slippery receiver and Isaiah Brown.
So, a minute and 1 second left to go. 18-10 for the Colts. Wildcats will scrimmage from the 28-yard line, 29-yard line, 1st and 10. And off along the ground. That's good for about 6 yards.
Yeah, just looking to catch the defense off guard there with the quick little draw up the middle and the shotgun formation. I assume they're going to try and open the field up here, and Colts are aware of that, playing the prevent defense. Very conservative.
So the Colts will have probably a couple of guys going down here. One guy that we've seen is number 1, Jacob Mahaldeling. We'll see if the Wildcats can get him some open space and try and put a score on the board here.
Yeah, the hurry-up offense is always tough for defenses to adjust, especially this late in the game, and that's why you can see a lot of late drives.
So Wildcats in shotgun, 3 receivers to the wide side, and that's where Hippie's going to be looking. And a little bit of footwork gets a first down.
That was 15. I think that was Ronnie Olin there for
Ronnie
Edmonton.
Olin. If he could have made one more move to the inside, I think he probably could have had a couple more yards. But
I believe there's a flag on the field here, which is hard to believe with only 40 seconds left in the game. And
final player I'll mention here that was drafted in the CFL was former Colts receiver Richard Sedani, 70th pick, late in the 8th. He was picked up by the Stamps. Chain gang's moving. This is going to go all the way down. Where is it going to stop? 35-yard line.
Oh boy!
Did you catch what the penalty was on that one?
I did not actually. They moved quick.
So Wildcats from the 35, shotgun snap, 3 receivers to the wide side. They're going to decide to run it there.
Wow, lots of open
and they've got
field.
some room. It's going to get a first down and a little bit more. Let's see who was on the receiving end of that handoff there.
Colts seem a little panicked here. No timeouts left. It would have been nice if they could have held one for this potential drive, but Wildcats going to want to get into position here.
Wildcats flags fly. That's going to be a running play at the 5-yard line. Oh, that's going to be close. They're going to call him down at the 1-yard line.
I don't think the Wildcats receiver was lined up, so I think they're going to have a penalty here on their formation.
And a couple players are down here. One from the Colts and one from the...
Looks like their helmets just got a little tangled up. Nice to see they're not injured and just...
happens from time to time. So we'll see if...
see what the call is.
If the Wildcats were a little bit offside or out of formation.
Sideline for the Colts getting pumped up here.
Trying to get one final defensive stop here. 22 seconds left to go. It's going to be... I think it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Haven't placed the ball yet.
No. Looks like they might be coming back. Looks like Hippie showing a little frustration there. The center doesn't really want to accept it. But yeah, I think the receiver has to be fully set up on the line before they could snap the ball. For the wide side, you always have to have one on each side, and he was not set up. The Colton just got the snap off a little too fast there. Cost them a really, really big play.
So we'll see here. Even if they score, that would, with the point after, well, I guess they could go for the 2 and tie it up.
Yeah.
But chains are getting moved again. So it must have been a penalty on the Colts.
The confusion is unreal. They're going to hurry up, and I assume they're just going to try and sneak it over the line here.
Yeah. So 1 yard to go here.
Wow.
Wildcats lining up on the 1-yard line. 1st and goal. There's the play.
Oh, stuffed!
I don't think that went anywhere.
No,
if anything, for a loss of 1.
Amazing play there by the defensive line. I believe that was number 58 for the Colts. Tyler Winchester, holy, broke right through and made perfect form tackle. Pressure's on for the Wildcats now. Only 10 seconds left here. Need a score.
Get a play off.
Little confusion.
Play clock is less than or more than what the clock is.
Handing it off again.
Handing it off. And Colts make the play.
And that's
time runs out, and that should be it.
Gabe, what a play. Oh my goodness. To go for the run with the last second there looks like shades of the Super Bowl with the Seahawks. Choosing to pass instead of run, though.
Well, it wasn't pretty, but the Colts will take that win. They're going to start the season off 1-0. Wildcats will drop that first game of the season. Celebrations all around for the Colts. That one came right down to the 1-yard line.
Right down to the 1-yard line. What a
play by the defense.
What a way to start the season for both teams. Great to see the Wildcats competing, and great to see the Colts come out with the W.
If you haven't watched any junior football, this is why you're going to watch it. You've got the close games. You know there's going to be mistakes made, but it's going to be fun kind of all around here. So final score for the Colts, 18, Wildcats 10. Like we'd already mentioned, Wildcats will be in Regina for their next game. You can catch either a live stream or a radio feed on the CJFL website. The Colts will be heading to Edmonton to play the Huskies in a rematch of the conference semifinals. For myself and Mitch here up in the booth, thank you very much for watching, and we'll bring you the next game when we're back.